Hi there and welcome to the latest update from We Are The Famous EFC. It is your match preview, Everton versus Man United, Monday at 8 o'clock at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Well, Mike, I've missed Everton, have you?
I've been loads and missed Everton so much.
Yeah, me too. But we're back. The Premier League is back this weekend, but Everton are playing on a Monday night again. Why does it have to be a Monday? Why does it have to be Monday?
Yeah.
But anyways, let's get right into it. Then it is another Monday night, 8 o'clock kickoff, unfortunately, at the Hill Dickinson. Pity it's not Saturday at 3 o'clock. I'd be fair 3 o'clock kickoffs. But funny enough, we haven't had a 3 o'clock kickoff in a while. But let's get right into it, Mike. How are you feeling going into the game against Manchester United after coming off a 2-1 defeat to Bournemouth at home last time out?
I feel it's that me uncomfortable.
Yeah, but I'm feeling fairly positive as we go into this game because Manchester United are on form at the moment under Michael Carragher, but I think Everton will have enough about them going into this game, and I just think we'll get sung out of this game. But I'm going to save my score prediction towards the end of the video. But as I said, Man United are on form after sacking Ruben Amorim last time out as well. But as we go into this game, Manchester United are unbeaten. But when clubs go on an unbeaten run, Everton do tend to break up their unbeaten run without a shadow of a doubt. So it is going to be fairly interesting as well. But looking at Man United's score, so since they sacked Amorim, they have one Man City, one Arsenal, one Fulham, and one Tottenham, and drew against Man United. But I do think that their unbeaten run now will come to an end at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. I just think that we're going to have too much quality about us. But what I'm happy about going into this game is that Jake O'Brien is suspended for one game. So therefore, he's got to play Nathan Patterson at right back. I want to see Nathan at right back because he's done nothing wrong, has he? He's been amazing before being dropped. So I bring him back into the team, and hopefully he can help the Toffees win. But Mike, how are you feeling? And what are your thoughts as we go into this game?
Unfortunately, I'm not Jack O'Brien in this game front, and he needs to get a score on Monday night. And you know why, Adam?
Why?
He got talent. He's a great Everton player and means a lot to us. I feel about him. And my thoughts, Everton Football Club, we get a win in trophy for Everton.
Yeah, totally agree, Mike. We do need a trophy, but as we go into this game, hopefully we can win a Premier League game at home because we haven't won at home since December, and that is a downright disgrace. But I'm trying to not be negative, but it's hard when our home form is the way it is, unfortunately, without a shadow of a doubt. But hopefully now we've had a break, and hopefully we can go again and get that win at home because this win is very much needed at home, isn't it? But I don't know how we're going to do it, but I just don't know. I don't see where the win comes from, but I'm waiting towards the end of the video, as I said, to give you my score prediction. The very, very end is where I'm still deciding now as we record this, but I'll give him my score prediction at the end. But Mike, as I said, I do think that Man United unbeaten run doesn't need to come to an end soon, because there's no doubt about it, their run will come to an end. That lad wants his haircut, and the players are under pressure to get that win, to get him to have a haircut. And I think the players are now feeling that they're under pressure to get the win. So hopefully with the Hill Dickinson atmosphere, hopefully the atmosphere can be right up for it, because of late it's been very, 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 very light and flat, hasn't it? Unfortunately at the Hill Dickinson, but hopefully we can get a win, hopefully, without a shadow of a doubt. But as I've said, Mike, I'm feeling fairly a mixed bag, positive, negative. I'm feeling, but it's hard. But as I said, what do you want to see from the players on Monday night, Mike?
On Monday night, it needs getting some points in, and I want Everton Sports James out of place playing well. And let's look for the game.
Yeah, we really do need to play good, because I'm sick and tired and all of that of us playing so bad, so dreary, etc., etc. Because we're having one good first half.
Yeah.
As well, but the second half we weren't good. That's what I don't understand, is that why we can have a bad first half when we're away from home, but we come out in the second half, show fight and that, etc., etc. But at home it's the opposite. We have a good first half, then we have a really bad second half. I've noticed. Let's just have a classic David Moyes performance and just win. That's all we want. We want a nice David Moyes win. And if we can get that, then we're all laughing, happy and that. But it is going to be quite hard, isn't it? Because United, as I said, are on form, are unbeaten in the last couple of games, but it couldn't last forever, could it, Mike?
Yeah.
It really couldn't last forever. And this home performance couldn't last forever either, because us getting beat every home game the way we are so far since December, that couldn't last forever. That's got to eventually break up and get into wins, because there's no way you can lose forever at home. So let's change all the negativity. Let's go out there, fight for the fans, fight for the badge, etc., etc. But also, let's hope that we can win.
We need to win that game. You're right. He really enjoyed it. And it's really inside. It's incredible. A place we go in, and all the drinks, all the food, and enjoy it.
Yeah. Totally agree. The atmosphere has got to be right up. Right now, we've got to get the atmosphere creating. Let's go out on a high and let's roar off Hill Dickinson Stadium from the roof, from our lungs. Like, we need to get behind the team now, get behind David Moyes. I back him 100%. Yeah, I've criticised him on the channel. I'll hold my hands up, but 1000% I back David Moyes without a shadow of a doubt, because where we are in the league, that's why I back him. He's done a tremendous job, but he has had yes, he is to blame, but also so have the players as well. So it's been a mixed bag, but let's just shout from our lungs and get the win. Let's see what David Moyes has to say in his press conference.
Welcome to our pre-match press conference to preview our game against Manchester United. We'll start off with Vinny from Sky.
David, by the time you play Manchester United, it'll be nearly 2 weeks since you faced Bournemouth. I know you would rather have been playing.
Oh, wait there. I forgot to give you my team selection. So, in goal, I'm going to go with Jordan Pickford. Right back, Nathan Patterson has to start because Nathan Patterson has been incredible before he was dropped, wasn't he, Mike? He's been one of Everton's best players before he was dropped. Why he was dropped, I do not know. But as I said, he's got something about him, basically, without a shadow of a doubt. But that's why I start him, because he brings the right attitude, the right commitment, 110% as well. Then I'm going to go with Tarky, Michael Keane, Jared Branthwaite, and Adam Asnu. Forget Vitaly Mykolenko. Vitaly Mykolenko is shite. I don't want to see him ever again in an Everton jersey because he is absolute shite. Midfield, Maitland Rowan, Harrison Armstrong, and Kieran Dewsbury all. On the right, Illiman and Jai. George on the left, and up front. No. I'm going to go with George. Illy in the middle. And on the right, Tyler Diblin. It's time to get him a game now. It's beyond stupid. So I'm going to give that. Michael, it's time for the best bit now. What's your score prediction? Everton versus Man United at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. What's your score prediction? I'll save mine till last.
My score prediction is I want Jack O'Brien as the goal. I want 3-1.
Wait there. Jake O'Brien suspended.
Oh.
So go on.
Yeah, I don't want him now. I've changed my mind.
Go on.
Yeah. I want him, Adam, second half. I want 3-1 to Everton to win.
Is right. Right, I've had a thought about mine while we've been recording. I'm nervous. I'd love a win. But me head saying we'll probably get beat. But I'm going what my heart says. And I think we will end the Fortress Hill Dickinson Game beat record. That will come to an end against Manchester United, I reckon. And I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to the Toffees. Who'd have thought that, people? Who'd have thought that? I've gone with a 2-1 win to Everton after our shit home performance, but it couldn't last forever, as I said, and that's what I've gone with, a 2-1 win to the Toffees. Right, let's go and see what David Moyes has to say. That is it from me and from Mike. Here's David Moyes' post-match reaction.
In that time, but at the same time, how useful has that break been for you?
Well, it's quite strange this year because we're getting breaks when we probably don't want them or don't need them, but only got ourselves to blame. Get knocked out of the FA Cup on penalties, so nobody to blame but ourselves.
Obviously, no Jake O'Brien this weekend as well. What do you weigh up when deciding who's going to replace him? Because obviously James Garner can move there from midfield, and you do have options there, but there's also Nathan Patterson, and I don't know, is Seamus Coleman fit and available?
Yeah,
as well?
Seamus is fit and available as well. So we've got people we can choose. So we'll move on from it. You know, you get sent off, and these things happen.
You're on 37 points now, just 3 points off what used to be the magical mark of 40. What indication of progress is that for you?
Well, I think it's a big progress on certainly on recent seasons, and we've probably got to a points total a little bit quicker than maybe we have done in the past. But we want to keep it going. We don't want to let it slip now. We want to keep going, and we want to try and challenge for the positions higher up the league if we can. So we want that to continue.
How different a Manchester United are you facing now under the charge of Michael Carrick, obviously, compared to what you faced at Old Trafford earlier this season?
Well, I don't think there's any player changes, that's for sure. I think it's roughly the same players just about as what Ruben had when he was in charge. I think Michael's come in and done a brilliant job. I really do. I think he's sort of freshened the players up with the looks of it, and you know, certainly freshened up the support as well, and the way they're getting some victories.
And just to reflect on that famous win earlier this season, how stressful was it? Because you obviously had Seamus Coleman going off early to deal with. It was the altercation between Michael and Idrissa, but at the same time, you then went on and took all 3 points.
Yeah, seems a long time ago, but it was a hugely important 3 points, because you know, you have to try and pick up wins when you can, and it didn't look likely on the night when we went down to 10 men, and you know, we got a really good goal. Kieran, I think it was, who got the good goal that night, and you know, we done well enough to hang on to it. So it was really important 3 points, and you know, these 3 points coming up are important again.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Vinny. We'll go to Simon at Premier League Productions.
How you doing, Simon?
Good, thank you. You managed Michael for a while as well. Did you ever see this in him? I mean, he's the consummate pro, isn't he? Did you ever?
Yeah, he was a really good professional, and I mean, I think I was more impressed with the work he's done when he's at Middlesbrough. I think he's done a great job when he was at Middlesbrough, and you know, his team's played good stuff, and I thought he'd done very well there. So he's gone into the job and looks as if he's doing it in a calm manner and going about the job very well.
Has he ever been in touch with you at any point?
No, I spoke to Michael in the summer about a couple of things, but it was just really about a player and different things. So, but nothing else.
10 years seems like a lifetime ago now. That's how I'd probably just go over that, isn't it? Since you were at Manchester United, how would you say you've changed between then and now?
It's way life takes it, isn't it? You know, everything in life's always going to be very good. I had a great time there, even though it lasted a very short period. But I also had things that I wish I could have done better, and you know, and if I got another go at it, then I think I would have done things slightly different. But that's what happens, you know, when you always look back at things, you always think how you might have changed it. But overall, I really enjoyed my experience of managing there.
I meant more how you've changed as a person from now to
yeah, in some ways, you know, I think I'm probably in as good a place as I've been, but I'm also in a place which I know I want to work and I want to be there, and the people want me here as well. So that makes me feel much more welcome, and I enjoy my work here. I think I'm more experienced. I've had other moments in football, you know, I've had a chance to win a trophy in Europe. You know, I've got to some semi-finals and quarter-finals. I've seen other things in my time in Spain, etc. So I think I'm probably sitting here much more experienced than, say, I was 10 or 12 years ago, however long ago it was.
We know you've still got an edge, which we'll try never to step out of the line for, because we don't want to be on the wrong side of it. But would you say you're a much more, I suppose, relaxed person and more comfortable?
Yeah, I believe I am, but others might say not. Probably my wife might not say not, but overall, yeah, I think with age you do. Like, I think most people in life will tell you sort of mellow a little bit. But the big thing here is keep your energy up, you know, keep the focus, keep doing the right things. You know, I'm seeing people like Martin O'Neill going back into the job at Celtic, and I think Martin's 72 or 73. So I feel young again, that's for sure. And there is a little bit of resurgence of sort of more experienced managers just beginning to pop their head up again. And, you know, I don't feel that old at the moment. I feel young, and the players I work with make me young as well. And
talking of energy, just finally for me, the fans are looking to bring it on Monday night. They're planning on loads of banners and flags and atmosphere to get it up to scratch. What difference could that make for you and the players?
It will be hugely helpful, and it'll be hugely appreciated if they do, because anything we can get at the moment to help us, because at home at the moment it's felt difficult for whatever reason that may be. I think there's a lot of generalisations I can say, which I've probably said in many interviews, new home, it's never that easy, new surroundings, other teams enjoying it, all those things. But the people who make football clubs are the supporters, and inside the stadium, they're the ones who make the big difference. And if they can help make a difference on Monday night, that'll be very much appreciated.
I have a 134 IQ. I make less money than friends who barely passed high school.
Thanks, Simon. We'll go to Ian at Ready on Merseyside.
Hi, David.
Hi, Ian.
You spoke there about the importance of the 3 points at Old Trafford earlier on this season, but aside from the 3 points, how significant was it in terms of the belief that it can give a team and the players that they belong on a stage like that and that end of the table?
Well, I think the big thing I've wanted us to do here at Everton was to make sure that we were competitive with the so-called bigger teams, or the teams who are near the top of the league. And I think we've tried to do that. We've not won all the games we've done it, but I think we have been competitive. On the night we were. On the night we showed resilience. But it was a huge win for us at the time, because we were sort of trying to keep up with everybody. And we have been all season. We've been trying to sort of retain our position, a strong position. And in the main, we've done so. We've had 1 or 2 blips. But obviously the 3 points on that night at Old Trafford was a huge boost for us.
And obviously you want to stay in that mix for European places possibly, but how difficult is it? We saw Wolves against Arsenal in midweek. I mean, has the Premier League ever been this competitive?
I've been laughing at quite a few of the people who've been talking about it, and I've been listening to it, and I'm thinking unless you're actually sitting in the seat as the manager of one of the clubs, you're not understanding how difficult the games are, the level of the games, the teams. We played Wolves here a few weeks ago and we got a draw. We played Leeds here, we could only draw. We played teams where maybe you think, even Bournemouth, we lost to. People are thinking that you'll turn up and you'll roll these teams over. The games are so difficult at the moment. And yeah, by the way, there is 1 or 2 teams who might blow all the teams away in the league. There might be, but in the main, most of the teams have been very competitive. Very little between them. Before we played Bournemouth, I think Bournemouth were really unlucky not to beat Aston Villa at home. And Aston Villa got a draw out, I think, and ended up coming up here. We thought we were a bit unlucky not to beat Bournemouth on the night, but they ended up turning us over. So the games are very close and pretty unpredictable at the moment.
And that's why it's difficult for, aside from the top 3 or 4 teams, to be able to put 3 or 4 wins together. It's just so difficult.
It is, and I'm sort of looking and saying, going to Wolves, why would it be easy for Arsenal to just turn up and think that they're going to do that? And now everybody thinks Man City's going to win all the games between now and the end of the season. They may well do, but I think you've got to forget what I've said is there's a lot of teams in the Premier League who are showing good form and very hard to beat.
Thanks, Ian. We'll go to Carl at the Press Association.
Just following on from that, David. Hi, David.
Yeah.
You spoke about how difficult the Premier League is, but I'm just wondering, this sort of spell you're now entering, the next 9 games, and you play 5 of the top current 6.
Mm-hmm.
How crucial a spell is that going to be for you, and how difficult will it be?
Yeah, well, it depends how crucial you're looking at it and you're thinking about. Is it? I think this time last year, the 9 games I had to play, I'd have been saying, my goodness, how am I going to get any wins to stay in the Premier League? I think we've probably got over that completely. I think the challenge now is, can we change mentality? Can we change the whole direction we're going in? Well, we're not going to be that team anymore. We're not planning to be a team who's fighting relegation. We're a team who are planning to try and challenge the teams in Europe. And to do that, I said it a few weeks ago, we're going to have to win some big games in the run-in. I don't know if we're quite in the word run-in yet. I don't know when the run-in might begin, but I would think it was probably maybe when you got under 10 games, maybe down to 9 or 8 games, something like that. We might call that the run-in possibly. But I know what you mean at the moment. We're in a batch of big games. Look, we'll get everybody fit bar Jack Grealish. So we're probably in as good a physical shape as far as that goes. We'll get a bit of disruption with game times, when we're playing. We might have 10 or 12 days off, or we might have different bits in this part of the season. Then suddenly we might have 3 games in 8 days. So we've not got a particularly consistent calendar regarding the games. but we've certainly got hard games to come.
Thanks, Carl. We'll go to Will.
Hi, David. Just ask how the last 2 weeks, the sort of time off has been for the squad.